Welcome back to Daytime. It is renovation day, not around here, but it was for a particular kitchen or couple who needed some extra space in their room and in their house. It took out some walls, some kitchens, and I can let Jennifer Daynard explain it to you better than I can, from Pioneer Craftsman. And a house that started with one idea for a kitchen renovation and it just sort of expanded.
It's very much the domino effect, which we're often walking into, is that you start to think about one corner of your house and think, I just need to make a few changes here. And there are times when that makes the most sense. But there are others when it starts to ricochet into extra flooring that needs to change. And as soon as you start to go into those other areas, it means pulling out the cabinetry, pulling out the plumbing, and just keeps on going.
Well, and often when you think about it, you know, it seems like it's a lot more work at the time. But if you think about it, and it would have been, I guess, essentially 3 separate projects going on, you know what? It's probably a lot more time beneficial to do it all at once than to look at, okay, we'll do this much this year and this much next year, and then you're really getting what you want as opposed to trying to piece it all together.
And your life is only being thrown into chaos once.
Absolutely.
Rather than 3 times.
Absolutely. Well, we saw some of the before pictures of this, and as you explained before, it was really a case of, you know, an older home that had 3 distinct smaller rooms that this particular couple was looking at opening up and getting some flow and bringing them all together.
That's right. And the kitchen was very much a typical central kitchen, dining room off to one side with the living room at the front of the house, but the family room being on the opposite side of the kitchen. So initially the thought was take out the wall between the dining room and kitchen, flip those spaces, and let's open it up. And we started to look a little bit more at what we could do with the family room wall opening up and continuing forward. So
this is the same kitchen?
That's the same kitchen. So that window you're seeing above the sink is what was the dining room window. We shortened the window and took out the wall where the stools are sitting at the countertop. There was where the existing kitchen / dining room wall was, and ended up giving them something that gave them the feel of an island, but it's really more like a peninsula. It just sort of dead ends into the wall on the right hand side, which I think you'll see in one of the other shots.
Okay, there we go.
And we did have the living room would be past those French doors there. So we actually closed the living room off a little bit more and put some pocket doors in that were a good 5 feet wide. And that allowed us a little more wall space to be able to put those cabinets against and be able to really make the footprint of the kitchen work very functionally from an ergonomic sense too.
But I like that with those big French doors. It's really the best of both worlds. It can be a separate room, or you open it up and suddenly you have that flow for, you know, the entertaining when people are there.
Definitely. And I mean, very much our clients' comments were, you know, I don't want to be trapped in the kitchen when everybody else is in the family room or in the living room and I can't be a part of the action. And really this became, you can stand in that kitchen and look to your left or look to your right and see anybody that's in your space that you're entertaining. So it worked really well.
I love that stove. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, decorative focal point, which is really nice coming in from the family room. A little more detail around the cooktop. Again, with the backsplash, sort of detailing it out a little bit more, and lots of counter space to work with, you know. And
I think even the colors make a huge difference in this case, Jennifer.
Definitely.
Because with the lighter colors, suddenly the space looks twice as large.
That's right. And this is your souped up laundry room, which it's it's nice to have a space where, you know, you can do the functional things, but the way they entertain, she also said it might be really nice to be able to take that laundry room and say, could I set up the bar in the laundry room and tell people it's just down the hall, there's a sink there, and be able to have sort of a separate station set up. So that's ended up working out very nice for them. Did a little more of a decorative sink and faucet, not your typical laundry tub that is standard. And they did, of course, the front loading, washer and dryer there, which just gave them all the counter space they could possibly want. And then even went to the distance of putting a backsplash in there. So we did a really great glass mosaic backsplash that just sets the tone. It really spruced up the room a lot, even without the splash.
I may even do more laundry if my laundry room looked like
well,
that,
you know. It's a little inspiring. And you'll put it away faster, I think, too. And then this is the powder room. So initially their powder room was really in very good shape. They had put some cabinetry in not even really all that long ago that was wall to wall, but it was a spacious powder room, and she felt like it was getting overwhelmed by a lot of cabinetry wall to wall and wanted something a little more furniture style. So we came up with this particular application with having something with a drawer on the bottom and some legs that lifted it off the ground and just made it a little airier.
Yeah, that's interesting because so often renovating isn't about putting in. Sometimes it's about taking away.
Restraint.
And that makes a difference.
Absolutely. And wall mounting the faucet went a little unusual, so it just gave it a unique feel.
I love that. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. And I'm assuming they were thrilled. It was all done.
Totally thrilled. Yeah.
I'm excited for them, and I don't
And
even
I.
live there. Well, this is the type of thing that, I mean, at Pioneer, you do this on a day-to-day basis, and you also love to educate people. And you've got a seminar that's coming up on May 19th that people are invited to be part of, and you're going to be talking about just this, you know, the whole renovation process.
That's right, and really focusing in on what can I do with my existing space. I mean, a lot of us think let's add some space, but can we really take what we have and improve upon it, maybe repurpose, redefine what some of those spaces are within your house, which is very much what we did with that project, where maybe the dining room being a separate entity was not high on the priority list, and we were able to give them something that they could really open up their dining room table way bigger than they ever could have in the existing dining room. So it's things like that we're going to talk through, and sort of the ways to carve out some extra storage spaces and some unique ways just to make the most.
It is redefine, redesign, repurpose, and it's coming up on May the 19th at Pioneer Craftsman.
That's
Can
right.
they go online to register for this, Jennifer?
Absolutely. They'll find more information there, and can talk to Lisa at the office, and she'll sign them up.
And you know what, the other thing they can do? They can talk to you a little bit more about this tax credit that everybody's buzzing about. I know we've already taken advantage of it, and a lot of people
Yes.
are looking, and this is the time, really. If you were thinking of doing renovating, this next year is the time to do it.
It sure is nice to have a break, you know, and that's what it's making a big difference on. It takes you up to that first 10,000, and get that 15% is a nice incentive.
Very nice incentive. And the people at Pioneer Craftsman Limited will help walk you through the process to make it easy on you, easy on your budget too. Give them a call and you can find out more about the seminar on May 19th. Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Beautiful work again.
Thank you.
Absolutely love that. We're back with more in a moment. Stay with us.